the White Cliffs of Dover, a glittering symbol of our great nation. And stationed on these cliffs, poised to receive information, the humble semaphore operator plays his all-important role in our national security. Semaphore operators are the unsung heroes of naval intelligence, working round the clock to ensure vital information gets where it needs to go. But how does it all work? Semaphore operators are highly trained in all the rigmarole of naval code, communicating signals over vast distances through the hoisting of flags. Each operator is equipped with a powerful telescope so they can read the signals of their counterparts. Once interpreted, the operator then relays the message to the next operator in the sequence. This forms a mighty chain. The chain begins in Dover, where operators receive messages from naval ships at sea, and terminates in London, where the signals are decoded and utilized to advance military efforts. So the next time you're strolling down the beach, spare a thought for our brave semaphore operators, doing their bit to keep our nation safe and free from enemy hands. They keep the peace, so you don't have to. This informational film was brought to you by His Majesty's Royal Navy.
Lonely and bored out of their minds, our semaphore operators lament the sorry state of their lives, spent waiting for messages that never come. They gaze at the next station. Someone's in there. Someone who could understand. Someone with whom they could fall in love. And so they decide to desert, to abandon post and throw caution to the wind, heeding the call of true love. There's just one problem. On arriving at the next station, they find that their true love is already in love with the next operator. Utterly heartbroken, on their knees, they reach a fool's compromise, to go to the next operator and see if their love is true. But lo and behold, at the next station, it's the same problem. Everyone's in love with the next operator. And so, our farce gathers pace and operators as it moves towards the coast, where at Dover we find the final operator in love with the sea? Hot on our operator's heels are two hapless detectives who, encountering empty semaphore stations, start to piece together a paranoid plot of patriots gone rogue, enemy agents, and impending invasion. What will happen when they all meet the sea and the spell of repetition is broken? Mass suicide, of course, but of the highly poetic variety. Flagpole was brought to life by a group of art students from UAL and Goldsmiths University, headed up by Owen Green and Lawrence Brown, the creators of the show. The fact that we are mostly art students is kinda evidenced by our decision to build an entire working set and costume on a shoestring budget with zero funding, because when you're an artist, to make something, you have to make something. When our work in progress shows were received with rave reviews, it confirmed what we already suspected, that not only were we onto something, but that we were funny. Couple this with the experience gleaned from developing our Scratch Night into our work in progress performances, and we feel confident that Flagpole can attract larger audiences at more established venues. To make sure the show did its very best, we're applying for Arts Council funding to complete a final development of the play. To find out more about the specificities of this project, follow the link provided. But why all this fuss, all this effort? Why does Flagpole need to be shown now? Well, Flagpole was born out of the current moment. The play speaks to the loneliness epidemic, the voyeuristic nature of being online, the boredom of underskilled employment, the paranoia of a post-truth patriotism, and the struggle of finding love in a world that feels constantly on the brink of collapse. But at its heart, Flagpole is a play about love. Love for each other, but also love of country, and seeks to investigate the driving force behind both. We are currently witnessing a fight for the soul of Britain. Union Jacks tethered to every other lamppost, assertions of who belongs, who is right, and who is wrong. Flagpole is intended to speak to this conflict, a play steeped in British culture, creating the oxymoronic context of a fascist state in which everyone is apparently queer. Through this absurd vehicle, Flagpole seeks to explore the absurdity of the current moment and from that create comedy. For this ostensibly dark time can be lightened by community, and there is not much more connecting than the collective act of communal laughter. And would you believe it, but a 2017 study conducted by UCL found that whilst watching a piece of theatre, audience members' heartbeats synchronized. They responded in unison, with their pulses speeding up and slowing down at the same rate. Experiencing the live theatre performance was extraordinary enough to overcome the group differences and produce a common physiological experience in the audience members. And so, with that warm, fuzzy feeling, knowing that live theatre is a force for good in the world, we have a simple ask. Can you and your organisation support Flagpole by either offering us an opportunity to show at your venue or supporting our development fund, either directly or with support in kind? We really believe that Flagpole has serious legs and are so excited for this opportunity to have the play enjoyed by larger audiences. And so, with that, we bid you adieu. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our pitch, and we hope to hear from you soon.